see you scrolling and I can scroll myself as well.
Okay, fine.
I mean,
Anyways,
I can see you scrolling in your screen share and I can scroll by myself on this one.
okay, fine. Uh, Go ahead, scroll down to the A level part, and I'll quickly discuss. A level is this Unit 2 Corporate Management Accounting. Okay, starts from page number 16. I'll quickly discuss with you what you're supposed to be doing here. All of this is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a one compulsory unit. You have 8 sections here: limited companies, investment ratios, statement of cash flows, budgeting, standard costing, project appraisal, break-even analysis, marginal costing and absorption costing, information and communication technology and
Mm-hmm.
accounting, which is the self-study part. Okay, 3 hours exam. Assessment is out of 200 marks. Section A, 2 compulsory 55 marks. Section B, optional 30 marks. Out of 4, you have to choose 3. It's the same as the AS level. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in limited companies, in IGCSE, it was very, very, very simple. All you studied was the what was that statement of financial position, and then appropriation you did, and
Mm-hmm.
changes in equity. That's all we looked into when we did the IGCSE. Okay,
Yes.
here you're going to have to write the statement of financial position in accordance with the International Accounting Standards 1, IAS 1, Form 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one which actually lays down the format in which the statement of financial position is to be written. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
very simple. I mean, you have to memorize it,
Yeah.
but it is quite simple. Okay, the more
Mm-hmm.
problems we solve, the more it sets into your mind. You have statement of comprehensive income, which is your income statement. Okay, then statement of changes in equity, which we've done in IGCSE. I know you'd have forgotten it, but then it's very
Mm-hmm.
simple. We will go through it. Okay, then SFP. These are theory, the role of auditor and the contents and importance of the auditor's report, director's report. All of this is all new for you. Importance
Mm-hmm.
of disclosing continuing, discontinued activities, exceptional items. These are all new. Okay, but these are all theory. This is not practical. Capital structure. This is completely new. This is basically looking into this part, the reserves. Remember when we were doing it in IGCSE, we only had this general reserve, and you
Mm-hmm.
transferred from the profit, you transferred to the general reserve. Then you have authorized, issued, called up share capital. This we've done in IGCSE, but we did not do rights issue and bonus issues. It's quite
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Again, theory, practical a little bit. Ledger accounts and journal entries record the issue of new shares, bonus issues, and rights issues. It's quite simple. Then features of shares and debentures, capital gearing and its implications, creation and feature of provisions. All of this is theory, but you need to know this theory in order to do the practical problems.
Mm-hmm.
This is Here we will revisit partnership. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
remember the last chapter in partnership, I told you we're doing only one part of this chapter, the other part is
Yeah.
coming in the A level. This is the
Mm-hmm.
one. Okay, here we'll be looking at merger or purchase of limited companies. The element of challenge here is with respect to purchase price, calculation of purchase price. This is
Mm-hmm.
the element of challenge. In the sense, there is no hard and fast rule, or there's no, like, one way. You have to
Mm-hmm.
you have the formula, you know the formula, but you'll have to read the problem, and you'll have to understand how much they're paying in cash, how much they're paying in the form of shares. When
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling to you like this, it's quite easy, but then when you actually look into the problems, it kind of makes you go crazy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the only challenge here. Then goodwill you've already looked into in grade 11. There's not much of a difference here. Investment ratios. This is in addition to all the ratios which you've already studied. You have the earnings per share, price earnings, dividend per share, dividend yield, dividend cover, return on capital employed. All of these are called investment ratios. Basically, these ratios
Mm-hmm.
are going to help you decide whether you want to invest your money in a particular company or not, and if you already have invested your money in that company, in a particular company, Do you want to retain your money there, or do you want to sell it and liquidate your money, take out your money and put it somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is basically what you're going to study. That's why A level accounting is not actually accounting per se, it's finance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are all finance from here onwards. Then statement of cash flows. You already have a small idea with respect to cash flows. What you think is you're getting your input, how much is the inflow of cash and how much is the outflow, so you calculate the net flow. And you,
Mm-hmm.
that is a very simple cash flow which you've been doing, but that is not what we're going to be doing here in statement of cash flows. As you can see in the first point itself, it says statement of cash flows in accordance with International Accounting Standards 7, IAS 7. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the format you'll be following for this. When we deal with this chapter, we will look, it's quite tedious, that one. And there is a format and you have to memorize the format.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the budgeting. This is pure common sense, but mm, there's just one aspect for it which is a little different, and that is flexing of the budget. It's really quite
Mm-hmm.
easy. You will not find it that difficult. Okay, budgeting chapter. Yeah, we are getting into costing here. Then
Mm-hmm.
this year you studied about the introduction to costing. Okay,
Yes.
total costing, which is very easy. But now we're dealing with standard costing, which is like the heart of costing.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this 2.5.3 variances. These variances, um,
Mm-hmm.
they have formula. It is going to make you mad. These formulas,
Mm-hmm.
okay. For each level there is a formula, but if you understand the logic behind the formula, you will get it, because in your question paper it's not just formula. There are
Mm-hmm.
questions where you have to use your common sense and you'll have to come up with the answer, because they will not give you all that is necessary for example, standard price may not be given. You might have to find standard price. The answer will be given, so using that you'll have to find standard price, but when you read the problem you have to understand that standard price is not there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like that. It's a little challenging, but I like this chapter very much. Standard costing. It's quite challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Then project appraisal is also finance, and it's one of the most interesting, one of the most practical things you will ever learn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing here is you're evaluating your projects, that is, as a business. Now let's take this corona thing itself and let's take all of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional way of teaching is you guys are coming to the classroom, you're meeting your teacher, we are using the blackboard, the whiteboard, whatever, we are using books, and we are dealing with all of this, right?
Yes.
But because of corona now we are all forced to stay at home and try to make the most of it and to teach you from home.
Mm-hmm.
The don't you think now whoever is running schools, the businesses are looking at another investment? That is, I was telling you about Edmodo being a learning management system, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And Edmodo is a free platform, and because it is free it has certain limitations, but there are other platforms which are paid, okay, and they don't have the limitations which Edmodo is having.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what the schools are now currently where we stand is they're all making this investment project appraisal decision, wherein this is a continuing business,
Mm-hmm.
but we are looking at an additional investment into some project. You can take this investment into the learning management system as an additional project, because we are not going to continue like this only, but we're going to have maybe a hybrid wherein maybe inshallah we will have like a shift system. Students come
Mm-hmm.
into school at a particular time, very limited number of students come in at one time, and then another number of students come in at a different time. you
Uh-huh.
you get my point.
Yeah.
Like that, so that the school is not, maybe they will look at a 30 percentage of capacity only, but then when you look at it as a shift, then they will be able to do the 100 percentage, 30%, 30%. They will look into something like that. But it will not be made possible without a combination of the learning management system also. So there will be a part of distance learning as well as face to face.
Mm.
So, come what may, they have to invest money in this learning management system, which will take a considerable amount of money. So, here what we're doing in project appraisal is we're looking at how much money we are spending. We're going to spend, how much money we will need to spend in future to maintain the asset.
Mm.
How much money is this asset going to generate in the form of revenue? We have to compare all of this and we have to make a decision. It sounds very easy,
Mm.
but the difficulty or I won't use the word difficulty, the challenge and the risk involved is the fact that we're looking into the future.
Mm.
Okay, and future is having a lot of uncertainties.
Yes.
So how can we give number value to all of those? What will we do for that? All of those things only we're going to look into here when we're doing project appraisal. Okay,
Okay.
then break even analysis. You didn't do business, right?
No, no, yes.
So for break even analysis, I'll have to start for you from the beginning. It's very simple, it's interesting, it's very practical. Basically, of trying to find that point where you're going to make no loss, no profit, no loss.
Mm-hmm.
In simple words, when you start a business, you have invested a certain amount of money into the business,
Yes.
correct? Now, you need to recover that money first. And
Mm.
once you recover that money, whatever you get after that point of time, sorry, after that, is pure profit.
Mm.
That's basically what we're going to be studying in break-even analysis, how we go about finding that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then marginal costing and absorption costing. Remember, we did total and absorption costing in grade 11. We'll be dealing with marginal costing now. Marginal costing is dealing with variable costs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very, very, very important chapter. A very
Mm.
important chapter, not only for your A levels but also for future. Whatever might be the profession you get into, to
Yeah.
have a knowledge of this particular aspect of costing is very, very important. Then ICT will be something you will study by yourselves. It's pretty easy, and theory only is expected from here, no practical questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, most probably give it to you as research. So that is all about your A level accounting. Yeah.
Mm.